Like, bro, I want to go back to school. Yard boring. Alright. Today we are what? A video by Spectre. Embarrassing school experiences. Me we hear him say.
Some of the most embarrassing canon events in people's lives are constantly happening inside the premises of the school building.
Turn
When
this
I
up a
really
little
sit
bit.
down and think about it, most of the most pivotal and life-changing moments of my life have always occurred during a school day. For example, we all know about those times when we were frantically raising our hand in class to answer a question because we were super confident we would get it right, only for your answer to be so utterly wrong that not only most
Oh
of your people
no.
in your class
That never happened to me. More while me even want to raise me on. Me raise me on for purpose. Let me tell you what happened. Me have the correct answer in my head and me don't raise me on. And nobody know the answer. And then when the teacher bring out the answer that me have in my head. And I'm like, damn, look how I could have get all of the glory. But then you have the other times, you know, like when the teacher asks like, this, what you think? And then they tell you if you answer right. Like, you think a 3, you think a 4, you think a 5, you think a 6. And then me say, me think a 7. And then everybody else say 7. And then the teacher say, me right. Yeah, I like them time there. I like them time there for real. Yeah. But no, me not raise my hand and get nothing wrong. You mad? Or do I? I don't remember.
laughing, even the teacher starts giggling under their shirt due to your 0 IQ response. In this video, I wanted to talk about some of the most embarrassing and humiliating experiences that can happen to the average person during your typical school day. The first embarrassing moment I want to discuss is walking into class late after everyone else is already there. For me personally, the panic and fear in this situation
No,
is
you have to do it with pride. You have to say, me late, so what? Me late, so what? What you gonna do about it? Me late. Everybody not late. I say you have to just walk in. You just walk in like you're early too. Just walk into I'll walk at the front, right across the lecture theater. Yeah. And what them I gonna do? Yeah, you have to just own your lateness.
much worse than the actual event itself of walking into class late, because the anticipation that builds up as you get closer to the door, knowing the things that are about to happen, causes a massive pit in my stomach. As soon as you open the door, niggas are staring you down, the teacher is glaring, and you have to squeeze through every single person in your class trying to get
Alright, you see that part them not like that part there, dog. You have to walk across people. Excuse me. Excuse me. Thanks. Oh no, that's alright. Me not like that.
Sit down before anything else happens. At that point, the nervous factor of me being late is way worse than any tardy or attendance issue the teacher could give me at that moment. The next experience we have is introducing yourself to your class for the first time. This is more of a first day of
no, it's like, why them ever do this, dog? And them, I'm glad some of them not first them not do them thing here, but why them ever do this? Them do the first day of school for both semesters. Like, you never know me from September why you ask me this in January. But where you want to be? And then them have the one to like what you did do in the summer, what you do over Christmas. Them ask them thing there in a club meetings and when they come to school first class, like, come on. Leave me alone. Not even the one day here.
Moment, but there is nothing more awkward and nerve-wracking.
I lie. You know more while up into the end of the holiday, yeah, dead to go back to school and it's damn. Like, bro, I want to go back to school. Yard boring.
Yourself to an entire class of people that don't even know you yet. This is especially worse whenever your teacher does an icebreaker activity on the first day, because now you have 40 different sets of eyeballs staring into your soul while you're sitting there trying to come up with a suitable response. During my first day in pre-cal class, our teacher did an icebreaker activity by calling on people to say their name as well as tell the class about whatever fun thing they did. Oh no, you're not sending me up at the front of the class though. You're not sending me up at the front of the class. You're mad? Just make me stand up in my seat and talk. Why you put me up on the stage? Why you put me up on the spot? First day of school. Remember in a grade 7 them do that, but they never send you in front of the class. But no know them people, why me I tell them my hopes and dreams? Suppose me upstay in the class. But where you want to be and this and that. Come on, man. Got to me, I mentioned that I had gone on a trip to Africa over the summer with my family. Something important to know about my teacher, by the way, is that she was originally from Nigeria and wasn't familiar with the social cues people follow around here. The millisecond I mentioned I was from Africa, her face completely lit up and she got super excited and immediately started asking me questions in front of the entire class. Like where I was from, what language I spoke, what kind of food did I eat. I could immediately already hear people around the room giggling and making side jokes, and for the rest of the year, my friends kept making jokes in class about my teacher teacher
Stop.
being my long-lost great aunt that ran away from home never to be seen again. To this day, I regret not saying I was just from another country aside from Africa, so I didn't have to experience the constant annoyance of people saying we were related somehow. The next embarrassing moment we have is your phone going crazy in the middle of the class.
Hey,
because you
hey.
forgot-
So there's this thing where I hear sometime. Because I have the right and the left earpods. Some sounds and some clips them only play in probably the right or the left. It kind of jarring. I don't know if you experience that. Like, I don't know, I watch videos and them thing there. If only hear like only on certain clips, it only playing at the right or the
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you.
put it on silent. Now, I don't know if this has happened to anyone else before, but there's this really specific scenario where my AirPods would die in class, and for some reason, my Apple Music decides to immediately play the song even after I paused it. And
I
would
mean, you know, I
broadcast the fact that-
use earpods in a class. What a time we live in.
I was listening to straight bullshit on my phone. Also, yes, I use Apple Music. No, it's not better than Spotify. Talk to my lawyer, please. But even outside of this very specific scenario, there have been times I was on TikTok or Reels and forgot to turn down my volume when I opened the app. And before I knew it, the most freaky and descriptive sounds imaginable
Oh,
were
no.
blasting from my phone speakers at max volume. Another type of embarrassing
This must be
moment is
like a new thing, dog. Phone embarrassing moments. No, I'm never off that. More while I had my phone. People are throw them phone in a garbage bin and them something they when prefect them a come around for search. Boy.
getting called during popcorn reading. Minus the fact that most kids nowadays can't read past the 6th grade level, the amount of ore that you lose because of stuttering 50 times in the same sentence while reading is ludicrous. I knew this one guy that legitimately couldn't go 10 seconds without fumbling his words whenever he was reading something.
Yo,
in class.
speaking of school, I just remember something. Remember one time one teacher me would do push up as punishment. That is crazy. I think I did what? It was probably is either history or RE class. Yeah, one of them, religious education. And group of like one group of me did in a group so but me tell me not do nothing dog. But she would do like 15 push up. I would have to go outside, which we don't know that is a punishment. Of course, man go outside, not to be one day class. But that was the punishment, right? So she lined me up and the whole of we had to push up in front of the class. Oh, that's second form, third form. Never that bad still, but we just remember it. Look a quick memory.
We were doing popcorn reading on a passage that we were reading in a book one day, and my teacher ended up choosing the guy to read who I also happened to sit directly next to at my table. Anytime he started to speak a sentence and messed up his words, some people around the class started laughing and giggling under their breath, which
Oh,
made him start
no,
reading so
that's not
slowly,
nice.
It ended up taking the entire class just to read a single page. If this ever happens to me, I'm just switching classes because I'm not dealing with people calling me Rakai's twin for the rest of the year. Another embarrassing moment is when you have a substitute in class and they completely and utterly butcher your name during attendance. Now, obviously, some people's names are just difficult to pronounce and get right the first time.
Yo, anytime one teacher used to get me name, dog, me used to feel so good because him always pronounce my name wrong. Oh my god. That used to be my favorite teacher for the year if them could have get my name right.
Time. I don't even want to imagine the misery some kids have to go through because their parents decided to give them the most convoluted name in history. There are moments where the name on the paper isn't even that hard to say, and somehow the pronunciation that comes out of the sub's mouth doesn't even sound remotely close
No,
to
dog,
the
but
actual-
sometimes your name not spell like how it's supposed to pronounce, dog. Like yeah, even English, like why your name sounds so French and something. Like you see BASNW and then the person named Bob. Like that is not Bob. Come on, that's not Bob.
name written on the attendance sheet. Like, they'll get to your name on the attendance list and say, "Is A. Aaron in class today?" while your friends are next to you laughing hysterically and making that your permanent nickname for the rest of time. There's also the fact that a lot of kids are too scared to correct the subs when they accidentally mispronounce their name.
Cause
And if
dog,
you-
like sometimes I just get tired of like why if you bother? I correct them today, then tomorrow them get it wrong again. It's like, come on.
your chance the first time, you now have to just let the sub continue calling you something else for the rest of the class period. Another moment that everybody has already experienced at least once is being sent to deliver something to another classroom. I used to be in this teacher helper class where I had to deliver things like folders and packages. to
Hey,
different
that was
classrooms.
me. That was me in. I never know you have a teacher helper class. What when just a while ago? But me I said that was me, grade 6, because I used to sit down right beside the teacher. Me I did that with a push paper for real, dog. Me I carry this guy the office, this a teacher, yeah. And so me working. Free labor still, but
classrooms, and the amount of death stares I got from people every time I entered a class was utterly insane. One of the easiest ways to lose aura is doing one of these delivery tasks for a teacher, walking into the classroom, and then accidentally tripping over something, which results in you face planting in front of everybody looking like a complete dumbass. One moment that feels genuinely personal is when you get fried on a test and the teacher makes it their mission to imply to everybody in the class that you were the one who did so badly. And to add insult to injury, once the teacher goes up to the front of the room to talk about the test, the first thing they do is say,
"Okay, class, now fortunately only one student failed the test, but of course we won't be revealing who that student is due to privacy reasons."
Like, why did you choose to single me out of everyone else here? I know for a fact somebody here barely scored double digits on their test, and I'm the one getting put on blast? Like, alright, bro. Another universally embarrassing experience is having to give a presentation in class that you barely prepared for. I've seen so many kids give presentations where they were saying straight bullshit the entire time. Up there using the most convoluted and intricate words in their sentences to try to make themselves look like they know what they're talking about. Like, we see you, nigga. We all know those times where you had a presentation due and had been given months in advance to prepare for it beforehand. But not only did I see kids work on a 10-page paper the day before they were due, I've seen kids start their projects 15 minutes before
right in a class, brother.
Together before the teacher notices that they didn't even make the first slide yet.
Have I ever done that? Have I ever done that? Me just don't do it. Me just don't do the work. Like, you can't make them things stress you out, you know?
And terrifying than walking to the pencil sharpener during a quiz or a test, because as soon as you insert the pencil inside the hole, pause.
As me say, if me go do it, me go do it. But if me not go do it, me not go do it. Call me. Call that.
Starts quaking and spinning with everybody in the room instantly grunting because of how much noise you're making. It's even more annoying when the pencil sharpener is built worse than Elon Musk, because now you have to keep inserting the pencil multiple times trying to sharpen it properly. All the while, niggas are giving you the meanest side-eye of all time because the teacher is using a machine made back during the 1800s. This is the main reason I switched to mechanical pencils after a while, because there was no way I was going to cause a tornado siren every single time my pencil broke. One experience that I feel like a lot of people don't really talk about is whenever the teacher is using student examples to explain a problem, and you end up getting chosen as suspect number one. Sometimes they'll snatch your paper from your desk, go up to the projector, and literally pick apart your work bit by bit.
Oh no, you can't do that. That's crazy.
This final embarrassing experience is mostly outdated
really?
At this point, but
what? Yo, imagine the teacher take your work and just start dissect and analyze and say, this is where I'm went wrong. That's what I should have do in front of a whole class. Oh my God, everybody knows say I don't.
The times during online Zoom classes where you didn't realize that either your mic or camera was on without you noticing. Online school has genuinely produced some of the most humiliating experiences in human history. There was this one day in Zoom class when the teacher was giving instructions and most of us had our cameras off. And there was this one kid who was
like in a Zoom class, online class in general, I be a game I play while class are gone.
Room during class. Now, stuff like this wasn't very unusual during that time. I used to take full naps during class sometimes just to catch up on extra sleep I missed. At some point during class, out of nowhere, this kid's camera and mic get both unmuted, which immediately stops the teacher who was talking when this happened. The next thing I hear is one of the most vulgar and insane crash outs I've ever heard from a 12-year-old. There is no way I would be able to reenact what happened because this video would get taken down expeditiously. His teammates must have done something crazy to piss him off too, because he was going for a solid 5 minutes before eventually calming down. Once it went silent for a few minutes, our teacher finally spoke up and said, whoever unmuted their mic and said all of those words, I will be writing up to the principal and calling their parents as well. The guy immediately left the meeting, and I don't think he ever joined another class session ever.
Yeah, man, just call it a school life.
Moments that I missed and I didn't cover in this video. Maybe I'll save it for a part 2 at some point in the future.
Alright, guys, a quick one. What would you experience at school? Like embarrassing experiences at school. I think them are the kind of team. Embarrassing. Dog, man, nothing not coming to me head right now. Hey dog, me get back to you on that one day. But thanks for watching and bye bye.